We're almost there. Once we climb up here, it's the restricted area open only to royal members.
I remember reading a book about the royal palace in Qingyu City. It detailed a perennial waterfall cascading from the mountain and merging into the Grandeur River.
Yep, and this is the fairy waterfall the book talked about. It originates from the Qianqiu Lake atop the mountain where the palace is located. When the crisis broke out, we pinpointed the Qianqiu Lake as the pollution source, so we promptly sealed the sluice gates to halt the flow. However, the water infrastructure in Qingyu City is ancient, left largely unaltered due to its historical value. So, when we attempted to shut the gates, we discovered many of them weren't functioning properly. We took great efforts in repairing them, but by then, the polluted water had already seeped downstream. Fortunately, it appears the repairs are nearly complete now. Once we overcome this crisis, we'll reopen the gates and restore the picturesque surroundings.
Hatsu, you're just in time. The sluice gates were recently repaired, but these repairs were with cerulean. Another of our members will meet you on the Please, just go. Moreover, hopefully not, but the chances are significant.
This must be Master Yanshen's esteemed guest.
Exactly.
Behind me is a hidden passage leading to...
All that hard work paid off. The royal palace is just... Choose the world's heart for founding a nation, and choose the nation's core for erecting a palace. This was Jisia's message to his people when he decided to establish his capital here. Over the centuries, it has grown and transformed into what we see today. All monarchs bowed, kingdoms melded as one. Atop Mount Qianqiu gleams Qingyu, the sun. This excerpt stems from the poem of Qingyu City, written by an ancient scholar. Quite remarkable, isn't it? Ah, here comes our guide. Here, Ming Xiaomin.
Esteemed head librarian in Zero, I'm Ming from Weishe, assigned by Master Yuan Chuan to lead you through the royal palace. The palace has a complex layout, so please stay close to me to avoid getting lost. In ancient times, not only did the emperor live here, but all the government offices were also housed within these walls. This pathway used to be the minister's route to the court, linking to the main hall by the Tianqi Lake. Unfortunately, it's now submerged due to neglect. This way leads to the Lake Observation Pavilion. That one to the Royal Library, and the pavilion on the other side was for military matters.
Your knowledge is truly impressive, Ming.
Well, it's just part of my job. When not on Weixie duties, I delve into folklore and relic research, specializing in Xingyu City's ancient history.
Ming, why not explore Shu Customs? You have a Tang Sector member right here for first-hand information. I promise you exclusive insights. You could write numerous essays from what I share. Fame and recognition await.
Not interested. You're only after publicity. Forget it. I won't be part of your camera show.
Alas, another failed attempt to sway our Ming Xiaomin. Your desire for exposure is quite evident.
We've arrived. Tianqi Lake.
Please go ahead, Head Librarian.
Master Yuan Chuan is expecting you and Zero's arrival. We won't be accompanying you any further.
No worries. That old man, Master Yuan is friendly and won't give you a hard time.
This is incredible. What's wrong? The view from the mountain never used to be like this. Oh, how was it before? It was cold before you came here. There were no lights, and at night, all you could see were the stars and the river. Isn't it a shame to have nothing on such fertile land? No. Back then, it was just right for us. We Tianli people are toughened by the mountains, wilderness, and blizzards. That was the ideal scenery for us.
So we've disrupted your ideal scenery, I suppose.
That was my initial thought too. But for now, well, it's not bad. I've never seen a clan as large as yours. How many people do you have?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Hey, Brother Sanglo. How many people do we have now?
I'm trying to calculate, but it's proving tricky. We have over 500,000 capable men and women for farming, and with the elderly and kids, the total must exceed 700,000.
No way, that many already.
I had my doubts at first as well, but based on reports from our clan and others who've joined us, that's the counts. Just tallying up the numbers for our people used over 2,000 counting dots, enough to fill numerous carts.
How many clans have joined us?
It's 1,900 miles from the East Sea shores to here. A total of 147 clans, 325 families, and 864 bloodlines have united with us. Of course, we can't mobilize all of them, so most have remained where they were. As for our followers, roughly 200,000 people have come with us.
Wow, that's quite a crowd. Are they getting along well?
Mostly, though there are occasional tensions. Adjusting to new neighbors takes time, especially with so many clans living together.
Got it. When we get back, let everyone know we're halting our upstream journey for a good rest.
Xixiao, are you really the patriarch of your clan? Feels like ƑөŨṭụ is the one who actually does the management.
That's a good one, Lord of Weaponry. My focus is on those details. For a massive clan like ours, knowing when to advance, when to pause, when to fight, and when to rest is far more critical than numbers.
You know what? Sometimes I think Brother ƑөŨṭụ might be better suited for this role. Maybe I should pass on the chieftain title to him.
That's a good one too, Chieftain. That wraps up our newly cultivated field for this year.
How about plans for next year's plots? Any ideas on that?
I've already sent people to survey the wastelands. Once that's done, we'll relocate our people there.
How's the progress on clearing the wasteland?
It takes around 10 days for 5 strong laborers to clear an acre. With oxen, it might speed up, but we're short on oxen.
It takes 3 to 4 years for a calf to mature enough to plow, and they eat a lot of grass. Legion, could you spare some of those miraculous crystals for the craftsmen to craft farming tools?
Farming tools? You're planning to make hoes and plows with cerulean crystals?
Yeah, we've got plenty of weapons now. If those crystals can handle enemies, they surely can handle rocks and roots just fine. But with our current population and land, we'll need a huge amount of tools. Mind sharing how many cerulean crystals are left?
You really want to know the number?
Yeah, but it's okay if you'd rather not say.
Well, it's about time. Follow me. I'm taking you somewhere.
Oh, that looks as it's a fantastic spot. This mountain seems endless. How much farther do we have to go?
We're not even halfway there yet.
Wait, hold on. You're not still bothered by our last duel, are you?
Why bring that up now?
Because this place seems so isolated. Perfect for hiding corpses.
Am I that devious to you? If I wanted you dead, do you think you'd still be standing here?
Fair point. Can you keep up with us, Brother ƑөŨṭụ?
Yeah, I'll manage. Don't worry about me.
Stop acting tough, Brother ƑөŨṭụ. Let's take a breather.
Thank you, Chieftain.
We've been following this path upstream, Legion. We didn't spot any cerulean crystals at the mountain's base. About 5 miles up, we started spotting crystal fragments among the pebbles, though they were tricky to spot. By the time we hit 10 miles, the crystals resembled gravel. 20 miles in, they were larger, like pine nuts. And now they're nearly the size of bird eggs. So you're leading me toward the source of this stream, where we can find a vein of cerulean crystals as well, right?
Exactly. We Xian Li folks aren't one to forget kindness. You've shared your farming techniques with us, so it's only fair I share our forging methods in return.
Now I see why your clan was reluctant to leave this mountain. If we had such a rich mine, we'd stay put too.
My clan has safeguarded this mine for generations. It was only during my reign that we began crafting weapons from it, even though we've never ventured beyond these borders. On the other hand, some so-called peaceful clan nearly conquered the entire region and still sought to expand their domain.
Gosh, you can be quite harsh sometimes, you know?
Weapons made from cerulean crystals are incredibly sharp and shouldn't fall into the wrong hands. If not for your words, I wouldn't have brought you here.
Huh? What did I say?
You.
You mentioned using those crystals to craft farming tools, Chieftain.
Oh, right. That's what I mentioned. Imagine crafting pots with it for tastier dishes, hoes for easier plowing, and wheels for sturdier carts. What's so special about it that it's stuck with you for so long, Lord of Weaponry?
Our chieftain is always like this, a bit carefree. Please excuse him.
we are.
The scenery here is truly breathtaking. What's the name of this place?
Tianjie Lake.
Jianxia Lake. A great name.
My clan has safeguarded this mine for generations. It was only during my reign that we began crafting weapons from it. Even though we've never ventured beyond these borders. Weapons made from cerulean crystals are incredibly sharp and shouldn't fall into the wrong hands. If not for your words, I wouldn't have brought you here.
Mostly, though there are occasional tensions. Adjusting to new neighbors takes time, especially with so many clans living together.
The view from the mountain never used to be like this. There were no lights, and at night, all you could see were the stars and the river.
Sangluo,
Yes, chieftain.
as you see, with our people scattered across this vast region, future traffic could pose a challenge. It might be a good idea to establish a settlement. And as for where to put it, what do you think about building it on this mountain, Legion?
A city here? But why?
Why not? Don't you want our people here?
That's not the case. But are your people okay with this? They're not used to mountain life yet. Why not consider building at the mountain's base? Wouldn't that be more practical? I see your point now. If conflicts arise unexpectedly between those clans,
now that we have so many people, it's time to pause. Charging forward blindly might lead us to ruin. Let's hold off on further exploration for now. We need to give our people time to get to know each other.
get to know each other, huh? Some of those clans have crossed paths with us before, and I'm sure they'll have conflicts with your people down the line.
Well, as long as we can build a life here, this is home. Arguing at home beats arguing out there without a place to return to. And even if clashes happen, your people will help smooth things over, right?
I don't recall agreeing to be a mediator.
Looks like I can rely on you more in the future, Lord of Weaponry.
Hey, Song... whatever. How did your chieftain end up like this?
Sorry, but you better get used to him sooner rather than later.
Has that thing always been there?
I've visited here countless times but never noticed such a pillar before.
This pillar must be ancient.
Oh, can you determine its era of origin?
No, I can't. It's just a hunch. The structure. I'm afraid it has stood here since before humanity emerged.
Hold on. Jisha.
Don't worry, it's sweet. Good to know it's not poison. This place is truly remarkable. Let's build our city around this lake.
Yes, chieftain.
Let Weishur solve the problems that the Bureau of Oversight and Integrity can't manage.
I've been anticipating your arrival. The head librarian of the Library of Babel. Pleased to meet you. This old one is Yuan Quan of Weishur. I didn't expect the new leader of the Emayan sages to be this young. I was saddened to hear from John Tun that the Tower of Babel, standing for millennia, collapsed overnight. And I heard that many Emayan were stranded in the library, their fate uncertain. As part of CAVE, we at Weishur should have put all our efforts into aiding them. However, with the cerulean water causing havoc, we can barely spare any resources. We even had to rely on your assistance to resolve the crisis in Zhonglin City. I've received reports. While the crisis there has been resolved, it appears that you've extended the Library of Babel, or at least a part of it, into Qian's domain, head librarian. According to the report, the time in Songlin City has been cut off from our main timeline and trapped in a static temporal realm. Given the circumstances, I believe the only factor causing this phenomenon is you.
Master Yunshen, are you doubting our head librarian?
No, I believe you harbor no ill will, and I appreciate your help, even if you may not fully grasp the extent of your abilities. The source behind this must be an anomaly. Considering all the CAVE members present in Songlin City at that time, it's logical to attribute it to the Library of Babel. After all, only that enigmatic library could exert such influence over space and time on such a grand scale. While the Tower of Babel has collapsed, its connection to our world appears intact. Juntan informed me that you were chosen by Cosmos, the former head librarian, as his successor. The decisions of the Emeon sages can truly be elusive. Nevertheless, the detachment of Songlin City from the main timeline offers us some respite. I appreciate your aid, and regret not being able to reciprocate at present. Once the cerulean water crisis is lifted, Wei Shi will do everything to help in the aftermath of the tower's collapse. Let's conclude the pleasantries, shall we? I believe you both must have many questions for me by now. Please, feel free to ask. I am an open book. An excellent question. He is known by many names. He has roamed far and wide, crossed paths with countless individuals, and left his mark on many lives. If I were to mention a few, you'd likely recognize them all. However, it's his original name that I believe intrigues you the most. Because without his deeds, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. Feng Lin's true identity is the very architect of this palace, this city, and even this realm beneath our feet. Jixia, the first emperor of Qian. Jixia was the first to drink from the cerulean water flowing from Tianchu Lake and gain immortality. He has traversed epochs when only myths and legends were recorded up to our present era. Another excellent question. But I can't claim to have all the answers. We're confronting an opponent whose history rivals that of Qian. Whatever he aims to achieve, I wouldn't be surprised by his vision. One thing is certain. Jixia is hatching grand schemes. Petty targets won't pique his interest or be worth the effort he has expended. We will do everything in our power to thwart him. Furthermore, our intelligence suggests that Nemesis has an apostle known as the Sower. And all clues indicate that the Sower is none other than Jixia himself. Definitely not. I'm firm on this. To him, Nemesis, and even all humans today, are like mere children. Perhaps he is temporarily collaborating with Nemesis for his own ends, but swearing allegiance is out of the question. Nemesis is not worthy of him. That requires further investigation. However, given CAV's recent setbacks in such a short span, it's hard to overlook the potential connections. I have a feeling, even if we resolve the cerulean water crisis, Nemesis likely has other plans in motion. But, well, that's a concern for later. Let's concentrate on the present. You journeyed all the way here from Songlin City. Have you noticed anything intriguing? I'm curious to hear. Ah, so you've already met Li Chu, the patriarch of the Tianli clan. Well, we've been keeping an eye on their movements. Speaking of Li Chu,
Xin, Ming! Protect the head librarian and Master Yuan Chuan.
They're really annoying. Now is the time. Cut it clean!
It appears the seismic activity in Tianche has escalated.
Your Excellency, due to the seismic disturbances, we had to pause our repairs on the dam, and we lost a crucial supply kit during the chaos.
How's the progress so far?
We're about 70% complete, with some temporary reinforcements in place. However, if we experience more seismic disturbances like the recent one, the risk of dam failure will skyrocket. The supply kit contains vital testing equipment. Without it, we won't be able to detect hidden flaws in the dam structure.
Can we urgently request another kit?
I'm afraid not. These devices are scarce, and the closest one is 600 kilometers away. Even if a helicopter is dispatched now, it would take 3 hours. The longer we wait, the higher the risk becomes.
I see. It seems retrieving the lost kit should be our top priority now. May I ask for another favor from you, Head Librarian? Tell me more about it. A strange question. Well, I apologize for the confusion. It's not that the question itself is strange, but it's odd that you're asking it now. Well, it may be time to disclose those obscure details in history. It seems that the intertwined stories are finally converging together. Don't worry. I'll share the whole story, but it's a long one, spanning more time than I can explain in a moment. I understand. Given the circumstances, it wouldn't be wise to keep anything from you. We are, in fact, standing right on top of the beacon. It lies directly beneath us, at the very bottom of Tianche Lake. Throughout the ages, we've referred to this beacon as the Dragon Pillar. I need your help in retrieving the kit, because it contains a crucial device that temporarily restricts the beacon's influence from spreading. As you wish.
Master Yuan Chuan, this is something that Qian and the Weisher should handle internally. Why do you always involve the head librarian from Emeon? That outsider doesn't even grasp the true potential of the library's powers yet.
Well, there's much you're unaware of, Ming. In fact, the head librarian isn't exactly an outsider. Even if we disclose these ancient secrets to the head librarian, I doubt the Emperor would object, given his open-mindedness.
The giant bird the head librarian mentioned? Could it be?
Looks like you've been keeping an eye on them since they arrived. All right, Ming. Follow the head librarian and find out what's going on with your eyes. Consider this a chance to solve that childhood mystery that's been on your mind.
So, our dynasty will be known as Xia, right? I understand. This name will soon echo far and wide. The artisans have finished building the new city, by the way.
Then it's time for our people to move in.
Sure. There's one more crucial thing we need to discuss. The founding of a kingdom is unprecedented. Naturally, it deserves a grand ceremony that will be etched in history.
Yeah, fair point. I trust you to handle that, Brother Sanglo.
Yes, chieftain.
By the way, are you still calling Jisha as your chieftain? Unifying the world like this is no small feat. Whoever achieves that deserves a grander title.
Like a grand title such as Lord of Weaponry, perhaps.
Absolutely.
To be honest, I've been thinking about that recently. But none of the existing titles seem befitting for this momentous occasion. Therefore, I've come up with a new term. Emperor, I've already sent messages to inform all clans about the grand establishment of Xia. I've also planned out the appropriate ceremonies, rules, dances, and music. The Tianli craftsmen are working day and night, making tripods, utensils, bells, chimes, and other ceremonial and musical instruments using cerulean crystals. And please take this as well.
What's this?
This jade seal is now the Emperor's official seal and token. To prevent fake decrees, all decrees sent from Qingyu City must carry this seal from now on. Calling Qingyu City the heart of the world signifies it as Xia's heart, with the Emperor as the heart of this city. The Emperor's seal is the only thing deserving of these words. I've drafted the first imperial decree, focusing on the kingdom's basic rules. Please review it, and if it meets your approval, I'll get it sent out.
Brother Sanglo, is this getting a bit too complicated?
Please address me by my name from now on, Your Majesty. You're not just the chieftain of the G clan anymore. While these laws and regulations might seem a bit complex, they're crucial for bringing our people together. Even as the Emperor, you're bound by these laws and regulations. No one should cross these boundaries. It's key to maintaining peace within the kingdom.
I understand. But this decree doesn't cover much about the commoners. If vassals clash, ministers strive for power, and officials deceive, how can the commoners safeguard their lives?
What's your idea on this, Your Majesty?
Let's include another clause. Starting today, all weapons must be set aside, and any conquests or conflicts need the Emperor's approval. Vassals, ministers, and officials are not allowed to wage wars or harm the commoners. If the commoners have grievances, they should be able to report them to officials, ministers, vassals, and eventually, the Emperor.
I understand, but respectfully, it might not be easy for the commoners' voices to reach the Emperor.
It might be a challenge to put into action, but it needs to be clearly stated. If we silence the commoners, won't they forever look up to the powerful without a chance to voice their concerns?
Of course, Your Majesty. I'll make sure to send out a decree to all the vassals. In addition, about the date for the ceremony, we need your opinion on this. Our kingdom is vast, and some of the vassals coming from far-off lands might take months to get to Qingyu City. Also, we'll need to find a location to set up the observatory. What's your idea on this, Your Majesty?
You can estimate when the vassals might arrive and pick a suitable date. As for the observatory... we'll build a bridge over that waterfall. The palace is too far away from the common people. If the Emperor always stays inside the palace, how can they truly grasp and rule over the kingdom? If we build a bridge on the lake, the Emperor will be able to see the people, and vice versa.
I'll get the artisans on it right away.
ƑөŨdą has been searching high and low for you. So you're here for some peace and quiet?
Seriously, I never imagined that being a ruler would be this much of a hassle. It's just one thing after another, a never-ending cycle. If Ƒөº wasn't sharing in half the burden, I'd probably die from exhaustion at the desk. Staring at those bamboo scrolls pouring in all day can drive anyone crazy, so cut me some slack, alright? I need a breather now and then.
Well, Ƒөº did send me to fetch you back, but since you're asking, I'll let you off the hook this time. Keep stressing and even the most resilient bowstring will snap.
Yeah, thank you, Lord of Weaponry.
Stop it! What on earth is that noise?
Still not working, I see. It's just a little something I put together from bamboo after seeing Ƒө훠do's new musical instruments. I've named it a flute.
Is it supposed to make those terrible noises like you did?
No, I just haven't quite figured out how to play it yet. Musicians use instruments like this with holes too. I just need to master the technique.
Let me have a try.
Huh? Do you know how to play a flute?
No, but back in my clan we used to make whistles out of leaves. Your flute feels a bit like that. Is this really that incredible?
Well, I hate to admit it, your talent with the flute far surpasses mine as the inventor.
Well, it's just like hunting. Practice makes perfect.
You can keep this flute then. Just play it. It's rare to have some leisure time like this.
This here is the ancient Tianxia Lake Dam. Ever since Jixia established this as the capital, all successive emperors had deemed the Tianxia Lake a forbidden domain. They believed the water here could grant immortality and must be kept away from the commoners. The name of the original dam builder has faded with time, but historical records tell of how subsequent emperors reinforced the dam, separating royal residences from common dwellings. This dam has stood strong for millennia. The ancient engineering truly is remarkable.
The ground's shaking. Darn it, the dam's cracked again.
I know a bit about the dam structure. I'll go there and check it out.
Thanks to your help, we've managed to stop the leakage, at least for now.
I haven't read about the reconstruction of the dam at the Tianxia Lake. This structure doesn't look like the typical, and it's not mentioned.
As expected. Hey, what's up? Ming's talking about those ancient engineering books that set standards.
Whatever. But to me, the wood looks like a bridge, right? And if you remove those stones, the gaps would match a bridge, don't you think?
Huh?
Why so quiet? Did I say something funny again?
No.
Oh, now that you mention it, the dam here seems like it was once a bridge encased in stone for construction. Was this construction method ever used in the past, Ming?
No, at least not to my knowledge. It doesn't make sense. Why would one build a bridge if the intention was a dam in the first place?
We don't have all the details yet, but the head librarian's guess is right. Our survey suggests the dam was originally a bridge. Consequently, its structure is quite different from a standard dam, making repairs extremely challenging. Without specialized equipment for flaw detection, our current fixes are temporary, and even minor geological shifts could undermine the structure again. Weren't you going to retrieve the lost Dropbox? It's nearby, and we've located it and sent you the coordinates.
These are the last coordinates from the locator. Let's search around this area for the drop. I'll leave this area to you, head librarian.
Wait, there's something in the grass. Oh, this must be it.
2 flaw detection devices, 2 portable generators, and various project components. Good. The contents match Master Yuan Chuan's list.
But what exactly are these components? They look like they were sculpted from stone. And what are these stones meant for?
These stones are intended for sealing off the beacon.
How should we seal off the beacon with these stones?
Huh? You're not sure what to do? Oh, sorry. I forgot to share the details. While the beacon's activation is beyond control, the spread of cerulean water is caused by the anomaly from the beacon. Therefore, physical separation is the most effective solution. Whether by sealing the sluice gates or using this sarcophagus, it is the most straightforward approach to prevent the pollution from spreading. Soon, you'll witness it yourself. We will contain the beacon in a specialized cylindrical sarcophagus to separate it from the lake water. This sarcophagus incorporates Delphic Oracle's technology and was delivered from Delphi 2 days ago. The stone inside is the key to activating it.
This is a bit too convenient.
To be honest, I've been thinking about it since last night. If I were him, I'd have acted ages ago. Yet here we are, battling the water spread while he lounges around. All the enemies we face so far are those mindless beasts, driven purely by instinct. I can't discern a pattern or purpose to any of this. Like, it's all one big chaotic mess without a mastermind behind it.
What are you talking about? Sounds pretty complicated.
Sometimes I envy your innocence, Shin. How do you keep your head so clear?
Hey, I'm on to you. You must be bad-mouthing me.
What do you think about this, head librarian of Emaon? Agreed. Vigilance is key. Let's head back now. With the detection device, the repairing work can resume. I understand your thoughts. I've pondered the same thing. If this dam was indeed once a bridge, it suggests Tianxie Lake's water used to flow freely, accessible to all. Something significant must have shifted. A certain dynasty likely altered the rules, setting up barriers for rites and ceremonies.
Things have been pretty calm lately.
You're only saying that because Song Luo is handling all the paperwork for you, right?
It's rare to have a laid-back day like this. Let's keep it pleasant. This world.
Jixia. Are you thinking about leaving?
Long ago, I heard tales from certain clans about a colossal mountain in the far west named Kunlun, where pillars support the sky, Some claim the land where the sun sets is a dark, lightless sea called Yuyuan, marking the world's end. Others believe the world has no bounds, as the great river connects to the Milky Way, flowing endlessly from the sky. If you travel upstream, one day you'll reach the stars. Well, it's about time. I should head back for business. Why are you standing there?
What does business mean to you? Is it about meetings, rituals, or feasts? You're free to leave. I said you're free to leave.
But I am leaving. I'm returning to the Imperial Pavilion, you know?
I mean, you're free to leave Țian City.
What? You're not taking my words seriously, are you?
I'm serious. I've been watching you these years, and you know what I see? You've worn out. I've seen the real you. Remember back when you scaled that mountain solo and faced me head on? There was a spark in your eyes. A spark I haven't seen in years. You've been handling your duties well, flawlessly even. You brought together countless tribes to form a grand kingdom. Now, this realm has weathered its initial storms and is following the path you and ƑөŨṭũ envisioned. You've harnessed this world, guiding its people forward. Now that it's in motion, let it carry on its momentum. You don't have to tightly grip the reins all the time, do you? If you're thinking of setting off on your journey, the time is now.
You're right. Being the Emperor, it's truly exhausting, but who else can bear this weight? I can't just unload all the responsibilities on the Țian, can I? He can't handle all the political complexities alone. Moreover, if the Emperor vanishes, the kingdom is likely to plunge into chaos, with vassals possibly vying for power or the throne. In that case, all the work I've put in would go to waste.
What if someone were to take your place?
Take my place?
Exactly. You're free to leave the city. I'll manage the rest.
You mean you want to help me govern the kingdom?
Don't act so surprised. I've been observing you and Țian maneuver through the court for years. I believe I can do just fine. Besides, I'm not a lonely emperor like you. When I feel weary and bored, my family will step in and lend a hand.
A lonely emperor? That stings, you know? I was just too occupied to spare any moments.
If you stay here, you'll never be able to spare any moments. But if that's your desire, so be it. When you tire yourself out, I'll let the finest Țian artisans craft a magnificent tombstone for you.
Legion, a lord of weaponry, will you vow to serve as regent and stand in for the Emperor? Will you vow to be just and faithful? Will you vow to give your all for the people of Xia?
I will. By the honor of the Lord of Weaponry, I will honor the Emperor's trust. The Țian clan and I will never leave Țian City. We will give our all for Xia. No, for all the people in the world.
An emperor carries the kingdom's burdens and shoulders the grievances of all its people. Now, I pass the mantle of governance to you, and you will face many challenges in the days ahead.
All right, Jixia. Let's just stop here, okay? This formality is starting to feel a bit too much, don't you think?
I'm just doing my part to its fullest so I can pass all the burdens to you with a clear conscience. You have no clue about the mess I've just handed you. But hey, no turning back now.
It's all right. Carry on your journey, Jixia. Go explore the uncharted corners of the world. To the source of the river, to the land where the sun sets.
By royal decree, the presence of Li Jun, the patriarch of the Țian clan, is mandated. Henceforth, you shall assume the role of regent, Li Jun. You are vested with complete authority to oversee all governmental matters. Your directives are to be followed without hesitation.
Extend your hand, Li Jun, the Lord of Weaponry. This seal, crafted by historian Sang Luo, mirrors the Emperor's seal and symbolizes the region's authority, engraved with the inscription, Justice of the World. Its bearer is entrusted to uphold righteousness, exercising the Emperor's power as if His Majesty were present.
Patriarch! Please, we need your help. Beasts are attacking from the east. I want to live to see my son's wedding.
Oh, come on! Your son is just 8! We need you more in the northeast, Patriarch! Those walls are about to collapse!
Such nonsense! Aren't you guarding the treasury? It's been the most fortified place for 2 centuries.
If the treasury falls, we're all in trouble, Patriarch! And you'll be saying goodbye to your pocket money!
Enough! You're more than capable of handling those beasts. Just stop bickering and focus on the fight. Forget it. Quiet down and take your children back to your quarters. No more talks. I'll handle this on my own.
Those outsiders even left behind these purifiers. Such an unnecessary...
I've lost my composure.
No contact allowed.
Damn. That's too many of them. I'll be exhausted at this... Those pesky beasts! Get away from me now! Quickly!
These horseflies are really annoying.
I am the plague!
Step aside. Youngsters these days. Shouldn't you at least say thank you, young man? Best you stay put for now. Get your people to bring a stretcher and carry you inside. We should avoid movement for 3 days.
Who are you exactly?
Me? Well, I've been pondering how to introduce myself to the descendants of the Qianli clan. Unfortunately, I haven't found the right words. You can think of me as an old friend. A very, very old friend of your clan.
Thank you for your help. We Qianli people will surely repay your kindness.
No need for repayment. However, if you remain here, your safety would be in question. You're the patriarch, right? Lead your people out of the city.
But I can't. We have an ancestral decree. We Qianli people must not leave this city unless absolutely necessary.
Your stubbornness is just like that of your ancestor. Well, it is absolutely necessary now. Your ancestor wouldn't fault you. Listen up. Time is running out. The trouble here is far from over. Seize this chance and evacuate your people from the mountain. Be quick. You adhere to tradition when your clan faces an unprecedented crisis. It's unwise to be rigid.
I understand.
Great. Oh, by the way, your skills are commendable. Your ancestor would be so proud of you. An old friend's help can only go so far. Stay safe, Liqian.
How did he know my name? Have I ever met him before? No, wait, why did he come out of our ancestral mansion?
We meet again. How many times would you say we have met?
We've retrieved the airdrop supplies, Master Yuan Chuan. Here's the list, and everything seems fine. The shell is a bit loose, but it won't be an issue. The sarcophagus parts for the dragon pillar are intact. Delphic Oracle's technology is truly reliable, and it's all thanks to the head librarian and Zero.
Thank you, Head Librarian. We'll be sealing off the beacon soon. You had a question for me earlier, Head Librarian, before the earthquake interrupted us. About the crane on Mount Tianche you were curious about. Yes, there is a crane that fits your description perfectly. It goes by the name Bifeng. Indeed, it's a name steeped in ancient history, though largely forgotten now. Odds might have spoken of a crane that landed on Mount Tianche when Jixia founded our nation thousands of years ago. That crane was Bifeng. Historical records show that Jixia cherished this crane, allowing it to freely roam the palace grounds. In his leisure moments, he would often visit Tianchi Lake to admire it. With time, the crane became synonymous with Jixia, reflected in all the bronze crane statues scattered across Qingyu City. And so, a nursery rhyme emerged. The mountain stands tall, the river shines bright. Bifeng the bird brings peace in sight. Naturally, the mountain refers to Mount Tianche, and the river to the Grandeur River. As long as Bifeng remains, peace will reign in the land. Yet should the crane vanish, Xia's fortunes would soon decline. In the realm of Hanzi dwells a bird much like a crane, with one leg, green plumes, and a white beak, known as Bifeng. This unique bird seems to have been following you ever since you arrived in the city. After years untold. The city stands, timeless and bold, its people a different mold. Looks like the guardian of the city's into keen letting us seal off the dragon pillar. Its church seemed to be an invitation. Perhaps it's asking someone to join in its dance. Bifeng songs and dances were a highlight during the Xia festivals in Jixia's time. As for whom it's inviting.
What's that crane up to? Is it
Or maybe it's trying to intimidate us? Our owls puff up their feathers like that.
I think it wants to play with us.
Thrusting course with the handlebar.
at its feathers. It seems like its life is...
You wouldn't want to get pricked by those feathers.
Drifting stones capsizing the boats!
Why did it suddenly take off playing? Is it...
Get out of the way!
We're here to stop the immortality from polluting. Don't hold back. If it's invited us, we should give...
Still. Coward!
One can accompany someone for 1,000 miles, but in the end, there's bound to be a parting. Since ancient times, death has been inevitable, and you are no exception. Well, esteemed guests from far-off lands, now that we have a moment to rest, let me share a legend with you. A legend about immortality. That was a distant era.
This is wonderful, isn't it? Why is this happening? Well, I haven't found its source in the end. That was quite a long dream.
the time. Cut it clean!
extent do the battle outcomes differ from our strategy plan? With the right timing, location, and support, victory is assured.
A 1,000 years ago?
Have you finished cleaning?
Master Yuan Chuan, I'm sorry,
I know you meant no harm. Finish your task first.
Yes, Master. Master Yuan Chuan? Master Yuan Chuan.
What is it?
Who's playing against whom here?
That's not something I can tell you just yet, little one. Some secrets are meant to stay hidden. The responsibility of Wei Shi will soon rest upon your shoulders. This study, and this board, will be yours as well. You've spent years searching for the truth behind this game, haven't you?
You knew all along.
You've always been obsessed with the Go game. How could I not know? Now that the board has been entrusted to you, it is time for you to learn the truth. Like you've probably already guessed, one of the players on this board has always been the Yuan Shen of Wei Shi.
I suspected as much. But who exactly is our opponent? The classic of Go teaches, within each person resides a veiled nature, and it is only when external forces stir them that their true feelings come to light. To understand another's mind, one must observe patiently, letting time unravel all that lies hidden. And yet, no matter how much I analyze the moves, I can never quite figure out what my opponent is thinking when they place their pieces. The classic of Go further teaches, novices cling to the edges, veterans secure the corners, and masters command the center. But their style is unpredictable. At times they expand boldly, setting the stage for a grand encirclement. Other times, they cut off their opponent's paths with fierce precision, fighting for a tactical advantage. And sometimes they simply defend a small corner, biding time and securing just enough territory to survive. Master, no matter how hard I try, I can't grasp the nature of my opponent.
Of course you can't. You're still too young. If you were a book, you'd be just a few pages. Your opponent, however, is a tome as vast as history itself. Most game records you've seen are usually settled in hours or days. But a lifetime, that's long enough to change a person in ways no one can predict. Don't dwell on it. When the time comes, everything will make sense. Just remember, your opponent across that board isn't just any rival. He's a guest of honor. You haven't met him yet. But if he comes during your lifetime, you must give everything you've got to defeat him. That's the only way Wei Shi will show him the respect he truly deserves.
I understand, Master.
One more thing. There's an unspoken rule. You can never place more than 5 stones during the game. That's why this game has lasted for centuries, never really coming to an end. And that's also why our guest keeps returning, anticipating his next visit.
How often does he come?
How often? Good question. To him, though, it probably never feels like much time passes between. But for us, it's all a matter of luck. Some Yunchens were lucky enough to meet him twice, maybe even 3 times. Others lived and died without ever seeing him. You've got access to the records now. If you're interested, feel free to study them yourself.
One last question, Master.
Go on.
How strong is he? When you faced him, how confident were you?
Let me put it this way. You could spend a lifetime trying to figure out how to place your 5 stones. If you ever get the chance to face him, make sure you play a game worthy of the moment.
It is my turn to play, Emperor. The story, as lengthy as it is, must end here for now. Looks like the ceiling of the Dragon Pillar is almost done.
Master Yunchen, the Dragon Pillar has been completely sealed, and the dam by Tianqi Lake has been repaired.
Looks like the cerulean waters have been fully contained. We greatly appreciate your help, Head Librarian. We never would have been able to seal the pillar so easily without you and Miss Zero. Head Librarian, there is something I would like you to personally retrieve for us. Because it holds the key to the next chapter of the story you're trying to uncover. Find it, and all your doubts will be put to rest. It's the lost Imperial Seal of the First Emperor. You could say it's the national treasure of Xin, but like most things from the First Emperor's time, it just vanished into history. However, from what we've gathered from Wisher, I believe it's not lost to the world. It still exists, hidden somewhere in the Imperial Palace of Qingyu City, tucked away in its countless towers and halls. Trust me on this. It's the final piece of the puzzle. It's the key to the truth. Instead of listening to me ramble on, why not go see for yourself? Thank you, Head Librarian. I'll be here, waiting for your good news.
That old geezer, he didn't give a single useful lead. This place is huge. Where the heck are we supposed to even start? I get it if they talk in riddles with MAONs, but come on, we're part of Wisher. Why do our own people have to be so mysterious too?
If Master Yuan Chuan refuses to speak of it, he must have his reasons.
His reasons? Every day it's the same nonsense. Someone's always got some reason. I'm about to lose it with all these reasons. If he already knows the answer, why didn't he just tell us? Why do we have to solve some stupid puzzle? I haven't even finished my basic education.
Join this tongue-set disciple for a special insider's tour of the Qingyu Imperial Palace. Get a sneak peek at the restricted areas of the Imperial Palace that are off limits to the public.
If you don't mind your account getting banned, go ahead and post that. Head Librarian, Master Yuan Chuan has asked me to assist you. If there's anything I can do, just say the word. Didn't expect you'd actually need my help. Guess I should have just kept my mouth shut.
Where should we start?
If it were up to me, I'd start with the Kangjiang Pavilion.
Kangjiang Pavilion?
Over there, do you see it? That tall tower-like structure. It's said that Zhisha built it to honor the meritorious officials of his time, and their portraits still hang inside as a testament to their legacy. The tradition carried on with every emperor after that. For nobles and high-ranking officials, getting their portrait in Kangjiang Pavilion was the ultimate honor. The Imperial Seal is a symbol of power, something the first emperor always kept with him. If we're looking for it, the best place to start is with the people closest to him, his inner circle in the Xia dynasty.
That makes sense. Let's get moving.
Crushing horses and fire. Crushing horses and fire.
Cerulean crystals, but if they're left unhandled for too long, they harden into something extremely difficult to break.
Don't worry. The mist clearing lamp absorbs high concentrations of cerulean mist and turns it back into liquid. The crystallized cerulean residue gets stored, and the dry air is compressed. Once released, the compressed air is strong enough to shatter the crystals. We're almost at the Kangjang Pavilion.
It's locked. When we evacuated the residents, we activated security measures at key historical sites to protect cultural relics. But these security systems are usually managed by the Bureau of Cultural Relics. Well, we know how to activate them, we have no idea how to turn it off. The original plan was for their staff to take care of it when they got back.
Oh, looks like it's my time to shine.
Let me take a look. Well, I know a thing or two about this kind of lock. I hear something nearby. Clear the area while I'm cracking this.
Coward! These horseflies are really annoying. These horseflies are really annoying.
The tower soars from the Earth's deep core. Its peak dances with heaven's evermore. To ascend is to transcend mortal lore. Its spiral stairs in void explore. Over the sacred land, its grandeur stands, as if by ethereal shaping hands. Four corners eclipse the sun's bright bands. Tier upon tier, to heaven strands. This is a poem from a previous era, commemorating the Kangjang Pavilion. Let's head inside. I have a feeling we'll find what we're looking for. The pavilion has multiple floors with a complex layout, and it's not usually open to the public. Artifacts related to the first emperor are stored on the top floor. That's where we're headed. Wait a sec. This hexagonal sensor seems a bit off. Let me take a closer look. There's a mechanism inside the base of the sensor. It looks like a master switch. If I clear out this frost mist, it should start working again.
Huh? What's this?
More crystal clusters. Ugh, the mist clearing lamp's low on air. Let's see if there's anywhere nearby that needs to be purified first.
Light through the drifting clouds above. Drifting stones capsizing the boats.
Coward!
Right. More crystals in the...
Coward! These horseflies are really annoying.
What with the umbrella? I've lost my composure.
Now is the time. Cut it clean!
I get it now. The lever triggers the mechanisms on both sides. We need to keep the right side stairs stationary while rotating the door on the left. So, we gotta find a way to stop the mechanism on the right from moving.
There's a hexagonal sensor next to the mechanism on the right, Miss Ming.
What's written on these pedestals? Soy never told me how to read this script.
It's an ancient form of Tian's writing, so it's normal not to recognize it. This figure is Li Jun, believed to be the ancestor of the Tianli clan. He was a close confidant of Xixia, and even ruled in his stead at one point. This one is ƑөŨṭụ, Tian's first scribe. He accompanied the first emperor for years, and laid the foundation for Tian's historical records, which is why some call him the Sage of History.
Is he holding something? Is that a giant seal?
That's the legendary imperial seal ƑөŨṭụ carved for Xixia himself. The artisans of that era even carved a replica of it into his statue.
Ming, look at this. These must be their birth and death dates, but something's off. The birth dates are all faded from age, but the death dates? These engravings are new. And they all share the same year of death. This year. But why?
Last time I was here, it wasn't like this. As a mark of respect, the statue of the honored figures in Kangjong Pavilion only have their birth years engraved, symbolizing their lasting legacy and remembrance. Someone was here before us. They changed the inscriptions and added the death dates.
You think they left this as a clue for us?
Li Jun and ƑөŨṭụ pedestals haven't been altered.
So, it's just the statues of the officials that got altered.
Most of these figures were Xixia's blood relatives. The first royal lineage of Qian.
Wait, it's not just them. Even Xixia's statue now has a death year. And it's this year?
Who hates the Ji clan so much that they deface these statues like this? It's not like Jixia came back to do it himself, right? You're telling me the guy obsessed with immortality is out here cursing himself to die? Now that would be pretty ironic. Right now, finding the seal is our top priority. Everything else can wait.
Looks like there's nothing useful left here. Let's head to Wencheng Pavilion.
Wencheng Pavilion?
It's another ancient structure from Xixia's era, housing a collection of historical records and texts. We might find something useful there.
My face isn't really suited to being carved in stone.
Not really, Your Majesty.
Sanglo, what does the Tianli clan say about moving Li Jun's statue into Kangjang Pavilion? Go ahead and speak.
They've been cursing you non-stop. They call you a treacherous mongrel, the greatest hypocrite under heaven. They say you killed Li Jun, yet you pretend to be honoring his memory.
What do you think, Sanglo? Do you think I should be held accountable?
History will judge in time. It's not my place to say.
So, you trust history's judgment over your emperors? Masterminds of strategy, architects of empire, scholars of unparalleled wisdom, paragons of virtue. That's how they describe themselves, right?
When the royal family gathered to build the Kanjiang Pavilion, they set criteria to decide who would be honored here. Only those with unmatched strategy, political acumen, boundless knowledge, or exemplary virtue were chosen, and of course, above all, those who possessed immortality. Only Li Jun and I are exceptions.
Li Jun ruled as a regent for a decade, and you stood by my side from the moment we began our campaign. They could never erase your legacies even if they wanted to. But this is not the future I once envisioned.
When will this cursed sun burn out and die, so I may join its end and cease to cry?
What did you say?
It's a song that has recently found its way into the mouths of the common folk, those who were never granted immortality. It means, when will this cursed sun finally die? We'd gladly perish along with you.
The sun? They mean me, don't they?
And your mortal kin.
Seung-woo, how did things come to this?
After you left, the waters of Ťėntrір Lake turned green on several occasions. The sick within the royal family drank from it, and their conditions ceased to worsen. Some who were on the brink of death even rose from their beds, walking and working. The waters of Ťėntrір Lake granted them immortality, and the entire royal family consumed it. Then they completely sealed off the bridge you built by the lake, turning it into a dam, cutting off the water from flowing to the lands below. And so the divide was born. Immortals above, mortals below. From that moment on, the royal family no longer saw the people as kin, or even subjects. They saw them as tools to be exploited and discarded. Li Jun tried to stop it, but you know him well. He was a blade, not a needle. Ruling a nation requires patience, careful thought, and well-laid plans before action. His nature made him an easy target for the royal family. After all, they never truly accepted him as regent. Not when he wasn't of royal blood.
That's enough. No need to say more.
I can't leave a detailed record of this matter. I hope your majesty understands.
It's fine. Like you said, history will judge in time.
I've come to bid you farewell.
Farewell?
Yes. Seeing you again just proves it. The waters of Ťėntrір Lake really are the source of immortality. It's been 10 years. You haven't changed a bit, but I've gotten all decrepit.
Are you planning to retire to your hometown?
I followed you for thousands of miles, seen nearly every corner of the world, and now I wish to return to my roots. Though Mount Ťėntrір towers high and the Grandeur River stretches long, I wish to be laid to rest in the land of my birth. In a land where the G lineage began, people still grow old, get sick, and pass away, instead of living forever.
Very well. You may leave now.
Thank you, Your Majesty. One more thing. Before I go, I must return this to you. As you instructed, during Regent Li Jun's rule, he penned the edicts while I affixed the seal. Now it is time to return it to its rightful owner. Please take good care, Your Majesty.
Shouldn't I be the one telling you that, Seung-woo?
No. Soon I won't need to worry about worldly affairs anymore. But you are eternal. No matter how far this dynasty falls, you'll have to witness every moment of its decline. That's the main reason I'm leaving. The history of this dynasty has come to an end. It's no longer worth recording.
Another scribe will take your place. You don't need to worry about the affairs of the court.
I see. Well, then I'll be on my way.
Ruling a nation requires patience, careful thought, and well-laid plans before action. At least time is on my side.
fastest way to Wencheng Pavilion is through the Imperial Garden. However, it's not exactly safe to pass through right now. The Taya Pool was once the Imperial Hot Spring, staying around 40 degrees year-round. Sheev, come back!
Please tell me, you liar! That's way hotter than 40 degrees! My skin is about to melt off! Please tell me, you liar! That's way hotter than 40 degrees! My skin is about to melt off!
It's not supposed to be so hot. Normally, the Taya Pool's temperature stays stable.
Lately, increased geothermal activity from Mount Tianjue has caused the ground to crack in multiple places. As a result, the pool has been overheating, and hot steam is rising from various cracks. The water is averaging 73 degrees now, and it's still rising. Don't go wandering off unless you want to boil yourself alive.
It's hard to say. We're still investigating. Some geothermal sources deep underground may have come active again. Until we understand the geological shifts here, stay cautious and don't wander off. We'll go around the outer walls of the garden. That's the safest route. Please follow me, Head Librarian.
Drifting stones capsizing the boats!
We're standing atop the most fortified section of the ancient Imperial Palace. It's said that this wall has never been breached from the outside. It has only ever fallen due to betrayal from within, each time leading to a new dynasty. But that was all long ago. Over the years, the wall has been repaired, rebuilt, and reinforced countless times. The section beneath our feet is the oldest and the best preserved part, directly inherited from the era of Xisha. These bricks are far from what they once were. Please don't touch them. They might crumble.
The tourists here really lack manners. So many have carved things like "I was here" into the bricks. Atsu, take a look! Almost every brick has one.
Oh, you weren't paying any attention when Sing explained this in class, I guess?
Huh? What? Why are you bringing that up all of a sudden?
You're not wrong in your gut feeling. These are indeed carved words, but can you make out what they say?
This is... why are all the characters all wobbly, like tadpoles? This is so hard to read.
This is Seal script, an ancient form of Sia's writing. It reads, Chongdun Rong and Chongke.
You can read ancient Tian script, Miss Zero?
I came across this type of script while studying old texts in the library. It means that this brick was made by two workers, a Chongdun named Rong and a Chong named Ke.
That's right. In ancient Tian language, Chongdun refers to men sentenced to forced labor, while Chong refers to women in the same situation. During the era of Xisha, every brick used in construction bore the names of the workers who crafted it. If a brick wasn't up to standard, the workers would be punished.
That's brutal. To build a wall this massive, they must have forced tens of thousands of people into labor.
There's a plaque here. It must have been embedded into the wall during construction. It records the project's timeline.
Year 25 of Xia. Wall length, 150 paces. Duration, 9 months. Laborers conscripted, 723. Executions due to substandard work, 159. Verified and completed. Overseers, Prime Minister Zi Xian, Guardian of Tianzue, Zi Xuan, and Deputy Supervisor Zi Huai.
In simpler terms, this section of the wall stretches 150 paces and was built in 9 months. 723 laborers were conscripted, and 159 were executed for producing substandard bricks. The project was overseen by Prime Minister Zi Xian, Guardian of Tianzue, Zi Xuan, and Deputy Supervisor Zi Huai.
Looks like the Jixia era wasn't exactly a golden age for the common folk.
Prime Minister, Guardian of Tianzue, and Deputy Supervisor. All those high-ranking officials have statues in Kangjiang Pavilion. Let's keep going.
Coward! Now is the time! Cut it clean! Horses and riders!
Year 36 of Xia. Heavy rains caused damage to the walls. Laborers conscripted, 2,000. Executions due to substandard work, 432. Overseers, Prime Minister Zi Xian, Guardian of Tianzue, Zi Xuan, and Deputy Supervisor Zi Huai.
From forced labor to conscripted civilians, imagine how many people had to be forced into labor and how many were executed, all just to repair these walls.
If some laborers' work wasn't good enough, they were put to death. Then, they'd just bring in a fresh batch of laborers. And if too many were executed and they found themselves short on manpower, they'd just round up able-bodied civilians and force them into labor instead. The construction had to continue, no matter the cost, until the royal family was satisfied.
Just hearing this makes my blood boil. Where did that bastard run off to? Once we find him, I'll make him pay for every last crime of those brutes!
Coward! Crushing horses and riding horses are really annoying.
Willows cling to somber green, as autumn's chill whispers unseen. Mountains, rivers, vast and bare, my homeland's anvil cries despair. Moonlit homes in quiet glow, yet hearts are heavy, burden low. The Emperor's ambition, a costly plight, leaves the collapsed wall to haunt the night.
I know this poem. It tells the story of a laborer who died while building the wall, his bones sealed inside. Grief-stricken, his wife wept so intensely that the wall eventually crumbled, exposing his remains. And now they call Jisia the father of human culture? From what I've seen, he's nothing but a complete douchebag. He treated human lives like they were worthless, so selfish and ruthless. He got to live forever because of some anomaly, and he treated ordinary people as nothing more than pests. Then he orchestrated all of this, trying to turn everyone in Tian into monsters just like him.
He even made Zhang Dao Nongji.
Come on, Professor Ming, say something.
History is complicated. Different evidence, records, and perspectives can lead people to completely opposite conclusions about the same historical figure. Perhaps when we reach Wencheng Pavilion, the records there will paint an entirely different picture of Xixia.
Can you help me double-check the text on this one, Miss Ming?
Let's see. Year 55 of Xia. Earthquake damage to the walls. Laborers conscripted, 4,500. Executions due to substandard work, 109. Overseers, Prime Minister Xi Xian. Grand General, Xi Hong. Minister of Works, Xi Qi.
Huh? Jixian? Wasn't that the name on the first plaque we saw when we climbed up here?
This spans nearly 30 years. Even if they were high-ranking officials in their youth, they should have passed on their positions by now. Yet these officials never got replaced. The same people held these positions for decades.
I seriously doubt a bunch of decrepit old men could still be cracking whips and running labor camps.
Now I get it. The statues in the Kanjiang Pavilion were never engraved with the Year of Death. It's not to symbolize eternal life or keep their names alive forever.
Your Majesty, the Prime Minister requests an audience.
Show him in.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty, I come to report that the outer walls of the Imperial Palace are now complete. Please, come and see for yourself.
The guards and carriages are ready, just outside the hall.
You've been efficient. Weren't we expecting the construction to take another 2 years?
A palace fit for our royal family deserves nothing but our utmost dedication and best efforts. The Grand General drafted tens of thousands of laborers. The Minister of Works oversaw construction day and night. And I personally ensured the flow of silver and grain. That is how we finished ahead of schedule. The noble families and high officials are already gathered by the city walls, waiting for your Majesty's arrival.
Your Majesty, these walls are 10 meters high and 6 meters thick, and stretch over 20 kilometers around. They are impenetrable, and the land surrounding them is treacherous. With these walls, our clansmen will be safe and secure, standing strong for generations to come. The silver and grain spent on these walls exceed the entire Empire's annual revenue many times over. To cover the costs, I've already ordered taxes to be raised for the next 5 years. If the autumn harvest doesn't meet the target, we'll take their winter stores. If that's still not enough, we'll take the seeds set aside for spring planting. And if the seeds aren't enough either, we'll send the common folk into the mountains to gather wild fruits and vegetables. For those who can't pay their full tax in silver, we'll take their jewelry. If that still doesn't meet the quota, we'll seize their farming tools. If that isn't enough either, we'll take their cooking pots, utensils, livestock, and whatever else they have left in their homes.
That's certainly efficient, but I fear the commoners won't be too happy about that, will they?
Your Majesty need not worry. I've assigned my best soldiers to make sure everyone complies. No one will dare to defy us. Those who do, regardless of age or health, will face execution to serve as a warning. And the able-bodied will be sent to labor camps to fill the gaps left behind.
But how are they supposed to survive the winter? How do you expect them to farm next spring? If they starve to death, what then?
Your Majesty, why concern yourself with such trivialities? The commoners are like wild grass. Cut them down, and new ones grow. There will always be more. The bricks on these walls are proof of that. Each name carved here belongs to a commoner. As for those who dare to stand in the way of our grand ambitions, we simply erase them, just as we always have and always will. After all, the weak have no place in this world. If they collapse from exhaustion, it only proves they were never meant to stand. If they die by execution, it is the price of their own incompetence. And if too many fall and slow our progress, we will simply conscript more able-bodied laborers to take their place. Once the Imperial Palace is complete, the summit of Mount Tianxie will become a true paradise. No mortal will ever set foot within its walls again. We immortals, untouched by time, and armed with weapons crafted from cerulean crystals, will forever hold dominion over the common people. Your Majesty, is something wrong?
Yeah. Your grand project, your paradise. Is this really the best you can come up with? How utterly disappointing.
What do you mean, Your Majesty?
You claim this place is a land of immortals, yet it still clings to the edge of the mortal realm. How can something like that be called paradise? Find me a place untouched by the mortal world. A land where no commoner will ever set foot. A sanctuary where we can live in perfect peace and solitude for all eternity.
Huh? The door's locked. Wait, Sin, put that spear down! Professor Ming, do something!
I've never come across anything like this before. Let me see.
Aren't instruments meant to be played? What if we try playing the ones that match the patterns on the wall? I've got a hunch this might just work. See? Told you. Just follow the wall patterns and play the matching instruments.
Again. All right. So how do we play these instruments this time? How about we double-check the patterns and play the instruments from right to left?
These horseflies are really annoying. These horseflies are really annoying. Now is the time. Cut it clean! Coward!
I remember seeing some patterns on the walls in the hallway earlier. Let's go check them out again.
Flight through the drifting clouds above.
Oh, yeah, there are patterns. If we follow the path we came from and play the instruments from... We've been banging on so many instruments since. My arms are killing me. Hey, Professor Ming, what are you staring at?
While you all were making a racket, I went ahead and scanned through some inscriptions on these ritual artifacts. If these inscriptions are true, then the Lord of Weaponry's reign was unimpressive. No, scratch that. It was downright atrocious. One inscription says that Legion mistakenly levied double the usual grain tax on the tribe that made this particular bronze vessel. When their leader protested, Legion admitted he had miscalculated but didn't seem to care. Instead of returning the excess, he just promised to waive next year's taxes.
So, he took double this year and then just decided not to tax them next year? What if his subjects starve because of that?
The inscription doesn't say. Oh, and then there's this bronze plate. According to the inscription, it was supposed to be a gift for a vassal in the south, but the Tianli clan messed up and had it sent to a vassal in the north instead. To make it worse, that northern vassal was in the middle of hosting his son's wedding, and according to their customs, large bronze plates like this were used to offer sacrifices to the dead. The northern vassal was furious. He smashed the plate to pieces and had his envoy haul the fragments all the way back to Qingyu City. Legion didn't get angry about it. He just patched the plate back together and sent it off to the southern vassal like nothing had happened. By the time the plate showed up, the southern vassal was holding a lavish banquet for his people, and right in front of all his guests, the gift from Qingyu City turned out to be a shattered plate, an outright slap in the face. He took it as a direct insult, so he had the whole ordeal etched into the plate as a permanent reminder for future generations to never forget the shame. Long story short, maybe Legion was quite adept at ruling the Tianli clan, but when it came to governing the new world, unified by Xisha, he was totally out of his depth.
What happened after that?
Actually, the ritual vessels we passed by earlier might not have all been crafted in the same era. Depending on the era and the ruler, the inscriptions might reveal different takes on the same event. But despite the differences in the accounts, the story remains essentially the same. Once Legion seized absolute power, criticism of his rule grew louder, and eventually, he was overthrown by the court officials and the royal family. When Xisha, who had been wandering for years, finally returned, he was forced to clean up the mess Legion had left behind. By then, Legion had stirred up so much public resentment that if Xisha hadn't stepped in just in time to restore order, the empire might have fallen apart. According to the records, as soon as he returned, he wasted no time purging the Tianli clan from the court, and the people cheered when it happened.
And what happened to Li Jun?
One account says that after being ousted, Li Jun refused to accept his fate. He tried to take up arms against Xisha, but Si Hong, Xisha's general at the time, struck him down. Oh, and by the way, most of these chime bells were made after Xisha returned. Their inscriptions all revolve around one theme, the Eternal Palace.
The Eternal Palace?
The name says it all. It was meant to be a sacred place where Xisha and his clansmen would live in peace and prosperity forever. Historians have always been captivated by it. According to the scattered records left behind, the palace is said to be a place of unparalleled grandeur, overflowing with treasures. Ancient legends paint a vivid picture of it. They say the palace has rivers made of liquid mercury, a starry sky paved with luminous pearls, and eternal lanterns burning with oil extracted from mermaids. There's always been speculation that the Eternal Palace is just a deferential euphemism for the imperial tomb where Xisha lies in eternal rest. Of course, we now know that Xisha is still alive. But what's strange is that despite all these detailed descriptions passed down through the ages, there's no trace of the palace anywhere in or around Qingyu City.
A hidden treasure! Now this is way more interesting than a history lesson! Has anyone ever found it?
Nope. People have searched for generations, but no one's ever uncovered anything. Well, except for one possible lead. The Tianli clan.
Why does it always circle back to them?
Because, according to legend, the Tianli clan, known for their masterful craftsmanship, were the ones who constructed the Eternal Palace. Because of the political corruption during the Tianli Regency period, the entire clan was branded as sinners and forced to build the palace as a form of penance for their crimes.
Oh, once their restaurant opens, I'm definitely gonna swing by and see if I can dig up some info on this.
That was thousands of years ago. Now, they're just regular people, living their lives like anyone else. Just like how we can't separate the fact from fiction in Xisha's story. They probably have no clue what their ancestor did all those years ago either.
Miss Ming.
Huh?
Are these records really true?
That's a pretty broad question, Miss Zero. History is the sum of all human experiences, and it can be just as complicated as the nature of humans. Every artifact around us, and every inscription etched into them, holds someone's version of the truth. However, if we shift the perspective or the storyteller, those very records could quickly turn into nothing but a tangled web of lies. That's what makes history so profound and fascinating. Qingyu City is definitely hiding secrets we can't even begin to imagine.
Your Majesty, as you commanded, we found a secluded place untouched by the disturbances of the mortal world. At long last, we have what we were looking for. Please, come and see if it meets your expectations.
Oh, then let's have a look. Perfect. This is exactly what I desired. This land shall be the realm of immortality. Here, we will build the Eternal Palace.
As you wish, Your Majesty. Send word. Gather the laborers right away. No, gather the people of the Tianli clan. One more thing. Issue a decree. No one outside of the Tianli clan or the royal family is allowed to set foot on this land. Anyone else who dares trespass will be executed on sight.
Why take such measures, Prime Minister?
The realm of the immortals is a sacred sanctuary, meant only for us. We cannot allow mortal hands to defile it, which is why I forbid ordinary laborers from entering. The Tianli clan may be guilty, but their craftsmanship is unmatched. They are the perfect hands to build a palace worthy of immortals. Besides, only two groups know the secret to immortality: the royal family and the Tianli clan. After all, that traitor Li Jun, who once stood by your side at Jianqi Lake, was their leader. My plan is simple. Once the realm of the immortals is complete, the entire Tianli clan will be wiped out. That way, the secret of immortality will belong to us alone. Forever.
You? Well, you've thought this through more than I have.
I am honored, Your Majesty. I'll make sure those Tianli dogs work twice as hard. Our eternal sanctuary will be up in no time.
Prime Minister, His Majesty is resting. If you have something urgent, please.
Move! You're just a mere guard. Who do you think you are, blocking my way? Or I'll have you join those common wretches in hard labor.
I wouldn't dare. Please, go right ahead, sir.
Quite the commotion. What's going on?
My deepest apologies, Your Majesty. I lost my composure. It's just that things took an unexpected turn. There's been an incident in the realm of the immortals.
Oh, a problem even you can't handle.
If Your Majesty wishes, I can take care of it right away, but this situation is quite unusual. Those Tianli sinners have actually unearthed the dragon vein. This is no trivial matter. I didn't dare make a decision on my own without your decree.
The dragon vein?
At first, I couldn't believe it either. But after seeing it with my own eyes, there's no doubt about it. It's unmistakable. I thought the dragon vein was just a myth. But now, Your Majesty, you have to see it for yourself. Your Majesty, should we relocate the construction site?
Absolutely not. This is an auspicious sign, a divine gift from the heavens. Why should we go elsewhere? Issue a decree to continue the construction right here. Not a single inch should be moved.
Head Librarian. This is Wencheng Pavilion.
Whoa. I've heard about this place before, but seeing it in person, it's on a whole other level.
Alright, if we're looking for records on Xisha, this is the most complete archive there is. If it's not here, it probably doesn't exist anywhere.
But this is way too much!
And this is just what's left after centuries of war, pillaging, and fires. If every record had made it through, Wencheng Pavilion would be way bigger than it is now. We can skip over the records of Xisha's early years and focus on what happened before and after his return.
What about me? What am I supposed to do?
You? You're doing all the heavy lifting. Here, take these. And these. Oh, and these. And these.
Whoa, slow down! I'm gonna lose my balance!
Quit whining and put those overactive muscles of yours to good use.
I just realized, I've read some of these before, back in the library. Just never connected the dots until now. I'm piecing it all together in my head. Reading something is one thing, but actually understanding it is another. I think I've read enough.
Oh, looks like we've reached the center of Wencheng Pavilion. Let's take a break and go over what we found. I came across some records about the Eternal Palace earlier.
Oh, what do they say? Does it mention any treasure? Anything about luminous pearls? Or mermaid lanterns?
No.
Ugh, boring.
To be honest, most of the records are vague, fragmented, or missing key details. But there's one thing they all agree on. After the Eternal Palace was built, Xisha and the entire royal family vanished without a trace. In a single night, the Empire was left without a ruler. Chaos followed, wars broke out, and vassals turned on each other.
So you're saying the fall of Xia is all connected to the Eternal Palace?
Many historians think so, but no one has solid proof.
Huh? Sounds interesting. But how's that gonna help us? Didn't Master Yanchuan tell us to find an Imperial seal? Any luck with that?
I came across a few mentions of it. After the fall of the Xia dynasty, every dynasty that came after tried to find the seal Songluo had carved, since it was considered a priceless national treasure. But just like Xisha, the seal vanished into thin air. Some believe it was lost in the Grandeur River during the chaos, but despite countless attempts by later rulers to dredge it up, nothing was ever found.
The inscription on the seal reads, Heart of the World.
Huh? What does that even mean?
I was expecting something more along the lines of, by the mandate of heaven, may the Emperor's reign be long and prosperous, or something like that.
Establish the nation at the heart of the world, and place the palace at the center of the nation. Only through perfect balance can moral order be achieved. Only through benevolence comes sanctity.
Miss Zero, what are you even talking about?
It's from a book called The Seal Chronicles. I remember reading it once at the Library of Babel.
Oh, I've heard of that. It's a book about all the different designs and uses of Imperial seals throughout history. But I never would have guessed the Library of Babel would have records dating all the way back to Xisha's time. That's pretty mind-blowing. Based on what Miss Zero just said, back in Xisha's time, people thought Qingyu City was the center of the world, so they made it the capital. Right in the middle of the capital was Tianqi Lake. And that's where they built the Imperial Palace. Naturally, whoever ruled from the heart of the world was seen as the most sacred emperor under heaven. So it makes sense that the Emperor's seal would be inscribed with the heart of the world.
Hey! You guys have been talking about this forever, but I'm the one looking around this giant pile of books! I can't hold on much longer. I need to rest a bit. look kind of familiar. Wait, isn't this the sarcophagus Master Yunxuan told us to find?
The sarcophagus from Delphi Academy was recently built, but this one looks ancient.
It's empty inside. Professor Ming, any idea what this thing is?
According to records, this was one of the very first foundation pillars laid when Wencheng Pavilion was originally built. The pavilion has endured several devastating fires throughout history, being burned down and rebuilt at least 2 or 3 times. However, since the pillar is made of stone, it has survived every fire and has always served as a starting point for reconstruction.
Oh, so it's really that old. But why is it hollow? Don't tell me ancient builders were cutting corners too.
Quite the opposite. I don't think this pillar was originally meant to be part of any building's foundation. But if that's the case, then what was it made for?
Ming, look! There's some inscriptions on it!
Huh? Let me see. Could this really be something created by Weishu, all the way back then?
Oh, you found writing on your side too? There's some over here as well.
By the Emperor's decree, death is eternally banished.
Go in.
What are you waiting for? You dare make the Emperor wait.
No, thank you.
You look kind of familiar. Oh, you were Sung Luo's assistant, right?
Yes, Sung Luo was my mentor. He has now entrusted his duties to me.
So you're the one who's taking over as the Grand Scribe. Why didn't you come to the palace earlier?
I'm sorry, Your Majesty. My mentor passed away not long ago. I had to take care of his funeral before I could come to the capital.
I see. So, Sung Luo's gone. Did he suffer before he died?
No, he passed away peacefully in his sleep.
Did he leave any last words?
He did, but they were for his family. He didn't say anything about the court, or Your Majesty.
You should be familiar with the way to the Grand Scribe's chamber. Since Sung Luo left, the position's been vacant, and everything inside the chamber is just as he left it. If you need anything, just let the Prime Minister know. That will be all. You can leave now. What is it? Is there anything else?
Your Majesty,
There is one more matter I must bring to your attention. Please, Your Majesty, have mercy on the Tianli clan.
Have mercy?
Word is spreading that the Tianli clan is building an immortal realm for the Imperial family. There's been talk within the royal family lately. Word is, once the immortal realm is completed, it'll become a palace where the Imperial bloodline can live forever. And when it's finished, every craftsman from the Tianli family will be put to death to make sure the secret of immortality never gets out.
So this is the kind of disciple Sungluo is raising now? The kind that gets involved in idle gossip? Since when is that the job of a scribe?
Your Majesty, people's words, actions, and way of life are all a part of history. What is recorded today becomes the past, shaping the future as it's written into the annals of history. Even the smallest whispers in the court are things a scribe should keep track of. The Tianli clan holds thousands of innocent lives. Mortals are fleeing, their lives as short as morning dew. I implore you, Your Majesty, for the sake of the bond you once shared with Li Jun, please spare them.
Tell me, are you close to Li Jun? Or to the Tianli clan?
No, not at all. When Li Jun served as regent, I was just a child. By the time I started studying under my mentor, Li Jun had already passed away. I've never met him in person.
If you don't know him and you've got no ties to him or his clan, why are you even pleading on their behalf?
Because my mentor recorded Li Jun's story. His records describe Li Jun as a man of unyielding integrity, someone who stood by his principles. Although I never had the chance to meet him, I deeply admire his character. The records also mention that Your Majesty and Li Jun were close friends, which is why, when Your Majesty set out on your travels, you entrusted Li Jun to rule in your stead. Why is it that now, when the Tianli clan is on the brink of death, you're choosing to do nothing? And why is it that in recent years the Imperial family has grown greedier, drowning the people in endless taxes and levies, leaving them without means of livelihood, yet Your Majesty does nothing to stop it? Forgive me for speaking so bluntly, but the ruler I see before me is nothing like the Emperor my mentor described. If it was truly your decision to execute Li Jun, destroy the Tianli clan, build extravagant palaces, and drain the people dry with your taxes, then history will never forget your name. You will be remembered as a symbol of tyranny for eternity.
How dare you speak so insolently? What do you know? Just because you've read a few things written by others, you think you can pass judgment and decide what's right or wrong? So what if it's true? I'm the Emperor, the ruler of all the lands, the highest authority on Earth. And you, a mere scribe, think you can lecture me.
Your Majesty, you may rule the world, and your command may be absolute, but there are some things even your power can't sway. Every thought and action of yours, once said or done, will be seen and remembered by others. And one day, those memories will become a part of history. Long after you're gone, your descendants will know who you really were, and they'll judge the legacy you left behind.
Quite the bold words. Do you realize that with just one word, I could have my guards take your head?
Your Majesty, your executioners may take my head, but they can't take away the sense of justice in the hearts of the people. If I die, another scribe will take my place and record your deeds just the same. Even if you kill that scribe, and the one after that, and the one after that, the truth will still be recorded and remembered. Tell me, how many executioners do you have? Enough to silence every person in the world who can read and write? The word history was first created by Sungluo, the Grand Scribe. The term history refers to past events that will be spoken of by countless voices and spread far and wide. The scribe, with steady hand and pen, captures these events, ensuring that what is written remains accurate and enduring, allowing the past to live on and be known. Recording history means telling the truth without fear or bias, without adding or hiding anything. It's not about flattery or cover-ups. It's about recording events exactly as they happened. That's what history is all about. These are the teachings my mentor passed down to me, and I will uphold them and pass them on to my students, ensuring the spirit of the historian lives on. Besides, a tyrant is akin to a tiger. People might flee in fear of its claws, but when there's no escape and survival is the only choice, even the weakest will fight back, even if it means facing the beast barehanded until one of them falls. Your death threat doesn't even faze me. Do you really think it'll work on your subjects? They've been trampled on and pushed to the extreme edge of survival already. What good is a death threat if your people no longer fear death? I can only hope your reign never descends to such depths.
How dare you?
Your Majesty, you and your kin may have gained immortality, but in the grand scheme of time, you're no different from the rest of us. You're just a mortal who happens to live longer, and nothing more. The legacy of history doesn't bend to the rise and fall of fleeting power.
Do you know what I was reading before you arrived?
No, I don't.
These records, they were all gathered and compiled by ƑөŨṭụ while he was here. I spent 10 years away from Qingyu City, traveling the world. So much has changed in that time. Even now, I'm still studying those changes and trying to understand them. Do you really believe that just because the Emperor never leaves the palace, he's unaware of the world outside?
What do you mean?
From now on, do not bring this matter up again. And definitely not to the rest of the royal family. I'd rather not have to go through the trouble of finding a new Grand Scribe right after appointing you. For now, all you need to know is that I have my own agenda. Although, I must say, I'm a bit surprised.
Please forgive my insolence, Your Majesty.
No, it's not your defiance that surprises me. Do you see that? Your mentor carved that seal for me with his own hands. Any decree sealed with it holds the full authority of the Emperor's will. No one would dare defy it. And yet, your mentor created something far more powerful than this seal. Something even an emperor must fear. The words you scribes record. Do your job well. Don't let him down.